Raza, what was something that you had to give up to get where you are today?
Oh my gosh, I had to give up so many things. I had to give up the idea that I know everything. You know, see, most of us, I've been taught, I was raised that you need to be smart. You need to have common sense, right? Like I was raised with that idea. But the more I grew up, the more I realized that I don't live in the same world. The world changes so fast, so I don't know everything. And there are so many things that I don't know that I don't know. Like if you know what I mean, right? Because there are things in life that I know that I don't know. But there are so many things that I don't even know that I don't know, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things. And even till today, that's what I say. I'm like, I don't know everything, but I know this part right here, right? And that has allowed me to open my mind. That has allowed me to entertain new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, and new ways of doing things in my life. And the way I think right now, the way I do things right now, the ideas that I entertain has allowed me to be more of an optimistic person. I am not a skeptical person by nature. Now, I am open to new ideas. And at the same time, I'm very disciplined in the things that I work on. So I think that was what I would say. One of the biggest things that I had to give up was the idea that I knew everything.
Very interesting.
Yes. Raza, what is the story behind your success?
One simple thing. You know, I remember somebody had asked me this question, and I said, you know what, I'm going to introduce you to a secret. But yet this is not a secret. It's not really a secret. It's been talked about in many books. It's been talked about in many people have been teaching this. And I think that is, it's like, there are many aspects to this, but here's what I would say. Be grateful for what you have, and be grateful for what you want to have, right? So you don't have it yet, but you want to have, right? Be grateful for that. Yet never be satisfied, right? And I don't know if that makes sense, because there are two elements over here. One is of gratitude. I'm truly thankful for everything that has happened in my life, whether it was my parents' divorce, whether it is the cars that I drove, whether it was the accident that I got in, whether it was the failures I've had, because it has made me who I am today. And I am grateful for who I am today, as a husband, as a son, as a dad, right? So to me, I like who I am today. So I'm grateful for everything. And I'm also grateful for all the things that I want in my life. I'm grateful that they are coming my way, right? And I understand that I am not ready right now. That is why they're not here yet. But I am grateful that it is on the way. And this practice of gratitude is, happens in the form of writing, every single day. I always have this notepad in front of me, and every day I sit down, I have my coffee, and I write down everything that I'm grateful for and everything that I'm grateful for that I want, right? And it's all written down in there, and it always stays with me. Now, that's one part of it. The other part of it that most people forget is I never stop. Just, I'm grateful for everything I've got, and that's it, that I stop here. I'm not satisfied in the sense that I know that there's more to be, more to do, and more to have, and more to give. And that pursuit always makes me keep going. And that's really the formula behind you know, the abstract thing, you know, the thing that people don't see, I guess. That is the abstract thing that really is the key behind this whole thing, behind the success that I've had, at least.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
What mistake have you made along the way?
Okay, how long do we have for this? I have made a ton of mistakes, man. I'm going to give you one. I made a ton of mistakes that have led me, you know, in my adult life. I have been bankrupt in my life. In my adult life, I've had a bank balance of $100. Right. So those are all byproducts of mistakes that I've had. But I think one of the biggest mistakes that I ever made in my life that almost costed me my family, that was I truly lost sight in my work why I was really doing everything. And to the point that, you know, I was about to split up my family. And, you know, I vividly remember sitting down with my wife and we're talking about going our separate ways. And I think it was truly, and had it not been for amazing mentors around me, I don't know what would have happened. I think my stars guided me. Some of the good that I put out there came back to me in form of mentors who really kind of slapped me around a little bit and put me in the right direction, because I think that was the biggest mistake that I would say when I put my family at risk, because I lost sight of what was truly important to me. So now I keep that very close to me, in front of me at all the time. And that is why when you ask me what's my priority in life, it is time with them. And I would not sacrifice that for anything.
Awesome.
What did you have for breakfast today?
I didn't have breakfast. I'm doing the intermittent fasting today. So today, as soon as I finish, I'm about to have a big breakfast and lunch. So I'll tell you what I'm going to have. I'm going to have 3 eggs. I'm going to have a beef burger, which is about 6 ounces of the burger. I am going to be having some chicken breakfast strips with that, and possibly a protein pancake, and along with coffee. So that is my breakfast and lunch that I'm looking forward to.
Wonderful.
If you could start all over again, what would you do differently?
Simple. I would, if I had to start over again, I would go out there and find a mentor who started over again and succeeded in the most efficient way possible. And I will chase him or her down, and I will do whatever I can to make that person my mentor. And then I will put blinders on and I will do what they tell me to do instead of think what they are telling me. So I don't want to think, I just want to do it. That would be my fastest way to start over again if I had to start over.
Amazing. Raza, how do you push through your worst times?
Oh, I take it easy, because I realize that I'm a human being, and humans go through ups and downs, sadness, happiness, you know, anger, frustration, right? All of those things, we go through it. And I don't make myself feel bad about it, that, oh, I should not feel this way. No, I'm a human being. And sometimes those emotions are signals for me to take it easy, right? Or to accelerate, or just take a downtime. And sometimes that downtime is just 3 hours. I'm not talking about downtime for years. I'm talking about maybe a day, maybe 6 hours, you know, engage in activity. So this is my formula for whenever I feel down or I'm going through, sorry, what word did you use in your question?
How do you push through your worst times?
Worst times. Okay, so whenever I'm going through worst times, I have 2 or 3 things that I know pull me out of my worst times. Number 1 is music. So there's very specific hand-selected songs that are in the playlist that I know will snap me out. Right? So those are the things. 2, this was something that was taught to me, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago by a mentor of mine. I was at my worst and my mentor said to me, I want you to go and take some time and I want you to write 100 things that you are thankful for. So I took a notebook and I took a pen and I was at the airport at that time and I started writing. You know, I'm grateful for the air I'm breathing. I'm grateful for the shirt and, you know, everything, 100 things. It took me 2 hours to write that. But I'll tell you something that happened. The person that started writing 2 hours earlier to the person who finished writing those 100 things were 2 different people. And you change your energy, you change your vibe, you change the way you think. And it was such fuel for me that it actually changed my next few months. So that's the other thing that I do, that whenever I'm at my worst, I always remember that practice. I grab a notepad or notebook and I just start writing 100 things that I'm grateful for.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Raza, if you would have words microphone for a few minutes, what would you say to the world?
It's my time to shine. So what would I say to the world? I would say to them that the world is changing fast. And unless we learn to change with it, ahead of it, not only are we going to leave ourselves behind, we are going to leave our future generations behind. And it's not just doing things or learning things or doing things just for our own sake, but it is to change, it is to turn your family's future around. It is to turn your future around and giving them a life that never really existed before. And that requires you to be bold, to be courageous, and to become legendary.
Brilliant. How did you extend or expand your paradigms, belief to achieve or to fulfill your dreams?
How did it, you know what? I think it was really, how did I change? I think when you realize that you don't know everything, and you have the right mentors around you, I think believing and changing your paradigms becomes simple. I won't say it becomes easy, but it becomes simple to do. You start with yourself, and that is, okay, I don't know everything. That's number 1. Number 2, get guidance from people who actually know what they're talking about. And you listen to them And if you feel that you resonate with them, then you learn to adopt and learn their beliefs and their values and their methods and all of that stuff. I remember when I first started working with my mentor, who taught me, the world of speaking, professional speaking, and he put me on the map of the world and had me travel around and all of that stuff. I studied him. I watched his videos. I watched how he told a joke. Why did he tell that joke? Why does he think the way he thinks? What does he believe? All of those things. I actually made notes on all that and looked at, how do I believe the same things? What does a person act like when they believe these things, right? And all of that stuff. And that allows you to change your paradigms a lot more quickly than you trying to force it, right? So one, I don't know everything. Two, find people who already have a life, find a mentor, and learn to adopt their beliefs, learn what beliefs you want to pick on and the values, and adopt those. And number three is drilling affirmations. And affirmation is basically a practice of writing, whether it's the beliefs, whether it is your desires, whether it is your gratitude, it is writing it over and over and over and over again. By the way, writing it over and over again, not just write it and look at it. No, write it over and over and over again. Because what happens that when you write, there's something magical that happens. Because see, I'm not talking about typing, I'm talking about writing, right? So I'm very specific about that. When you're writing something, you're engaging more senses. That's number one. Number two, you are pausing long enough for your vibration to be in sync with what you're writing, right? So you're writing and you're thinking and you're visualizing the goal that you are writing, the belief that you're writing. And it helps you when you keep doing that every single day. It just seeps into your subconscious. And for you to be able to draw, and you will act in ways that you didn't recognize before. You will become much more bolder, you will become much more courageous, and you'll take decisions. You're like, that was quick. And you'll move through things a lot faster. So those are the three things that I would say can help people change the paradigms, or that helped me.
Excellent.
Raza, how can people find you?
Oh, I'm a big social media guy. So so Facebook is where my life is. So look me up on Facebook. You can type in Raza Aziz. You can connect with me on the profile. And of course, my book is on Amazon, so you can always find it there as well. And yeah, that's where most of my presence is. So Facebook is probably the fastest way to get a hold of me, because I live there. And you will learn more about me. And of course, you can get the links to the book as well from there.
Thank you, Raza, for giving us this wonderful interview.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on here.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.